Hi, this is Mandeep here again, and this is our second video for our series of flute basics. And in the last video we learned some of the theoretical concepts about the flute, and if you haven't watched that video, I would strongly recommend you to watch that video first before coming on to this one. And in that video we talked about the scales of the flute and the difference between the Indian naming conventions and the Western naming conventions for the scales. And today we'll learn how to hold the flute, how to hold the bansuri, and how to blow your first note. Okay, so if you are a beginner, if you haven't purchased a flute yet, I would recommend you a medium-sized flute, something not too big, not too small. So this one is a G scale flute as per the Western naming conventions, which means that if I hold all these 6 holes, if I cover all these 6 holes, it will give me a G note. As per the Indian naming conventions, the Bansuri scale is played from here. So as per the Indian naming conventions, this is a C scale Bansuri. So when you go and purchase a bansuri, you should know what you are purchasing. So that is why I recommend you to watch the first video again if you haven't watched that, and then come on to this one. Okay, so there are different ways to hold the flute. Initially when I started, I used to hold it like this. I used to rest it here, hold like this, and for the right hand, place my thumb here and cover these 3 holes with my fingers. And as the flute size changes, your grip will slightly change. If for a bigger flute, you might need to spread your fingers more. And this is the way I used to hold the flute earlier. And this little finger, you need to place it sometimes when you lift all these 3 fingers to balance the forces. I'll show you. But the recommended way of holding a flute is like this, because it helps you improvise more, and if you go on and play a longer flute, you will be able to play it if you hold the flute like this. But if you hold the flute like this, you might find it difficult to play longer flutes. Okay, so how do you hold the flute? So you place your thumb here and cover these 3 holes with the 3 fingers of your left hand, and place the thumb of your right hand over here and cover these 3 holes with these 3 fingers, and place your little finger here. So when I blow this note, in this case my little finger is not very significant because the forces are being balanced with my fingers and thumbs. But when I lift these 3 fingers, that is when I need my little finger over here. I need my little finger here to balance the force, otherwise the flute will move upwards and it will be difficult to play. And when you are playing, what I find it easier is to push my thumb slightly towards me for the left hand. Otherwise, when I play all the notes open, I find it difficult. So if I'm not pushing it towards me, it moves slightly. So that is why I push this thumb slightly towards me, and it helps me play it better. So this is how you hold the flute. How you place your mouth on the hole is, keep it like this, bring it perpendicular, bring it straight away towards yourself and turn it 90 degrees. Okay, you place your lower lip over here and you need to blow in this direction like this. Okay, so adjust the flute, see whichever position suits you better. Whichever position you are able to produce a clear note, that is the position you need to keep. And very important thing is how you blow the air out of your mouth. So you don't need to blow like you're blowing a whistle. A very common mistake that most of the people make is that they are used to blowing whistles, so they keep on thinking that they're going to change the notes with the help of their whistle, which is not the case. You just need to focus on blowing a straight stream of air continuously and just moving your fingers to change the notes. Okay, so you don't need to blow like a whistle. You don't need to apply force from your mouth. So the air should come. This is how I play actually. It might be different from what somebody else might teach you. So the air comes from your stomach. So take a deep breath in and just let the air flow out. You just keep your opening very small, the opening of your mouth very small, and just let the air go out by itself gradually and very softly. You don't need to apply too much of force. Okay, so for the first note I would suggest cover these three holes with your three fingers of the left hand and try. If you blow with more force with your mouth like you're blowing a whistle, then it will sound bad like this. In the beginning, this might happen, but don't be discouraged. Keep trying. Take a deep breath in and gradually let the air flow out. So this was only once I breathed in and I breathed out, so all that was in one breath. It can go even more longer if you try. And this is how you blow the first note. So if you're not able to play these three holes covered, I would suggest go like this, all holes open. Just do it till the time you are able to get a clear tone out of your flute. And once you're able to do that, then move on to our next video where we will cover the octaves and the scales. Thank you.